So imagine that you don't have enough agent. You have the lines, you have the capacity, but the people aspect of it is the most challenging. And if you put an AI agent in place there, what does that do? If we have 1,000 lines, we have 1,000 agents ready for anything that's happening. That's the way we look at it. Agentic AI is such a powerful method. The way you can talk to different agents at the same time and the flexibility that you have with it makes this a reality.
Bank fraud is a problem right now, and we're not ready for it. So it's a big issue, and we're trying to make sure on Mastercard we're deploying fraud technology that can leverage AI to cause or slow down that problem.
The sentimental analysis. So being able to scrape the data on social media about your brand, what customers are saying, and then the AI agents are able to understand the tone, just positive feedback, negative feedback. That allows you to do that targeting, messaging, and moving to a more proactive response to your customers.
Some of our clients would say, though, their experience is better, but they don't know it's because it's AI, right? And so our operations teams are supported by better libraries and better use cases that allow them to be more responsive and conversational, rather than having to put somebody on hold and go ask a supervisor for a question. So I do think we can see that measurable difference. And it is as intended to be, not obvious to our members or clients that's the aid.
On the call center side, what I would say is more consistency. So if you think of us, we outsource in India, we outsource in different areas of the world. And if you can bring those accents back and make it a plain Canadian English, French, if you can have that consistency, it would probably demonstrate better customer service.
You know, we trained the models on over 1 million trades as a small sample set. And what we actually saw was, you know, we basically distilled all of the expertise from a 30-year-old veteran. And what we saw is that by doing that, we were able to democratize sort of that expertise, right? We unlocked it for someone. It's almost like an enabling tool that says, hey, this is what you should look at, right? When you talk about consistencies, how to solve a problem. When someone's in the back office for 20 plus years, they know how to solve this like this. When you bring in a new person in that seat, they're going to spend hours and days. What we found is that the agents were able to find it. And it was human in the loop. Absolutely. It didn't solve it for you, but it said, hey, you should consider looking at this problem.
Getting that documents all into AI, and which we just went live with it, saves an individual 20 minutes every day just looking up documentation, because they don't have the history, so they have to go and look it up. But there's 4,000 documents to look up, so they don't even know where to start. So now we have it enabled through AI, so they just ask the question. It'll pull up and rank all the documents and say, here's the one we think you're talking about, but if it's not that one, check this one. And if not, go talk to your manager.
So we had data that was taken on a voice call, other calls taken by automated agents, and then the ever-present ServiceNow tickets. So we brought them all together, and then we started to create this model where we started to look for inflections, embed questions. Hey, how do you think it's going so far? And get that, and now we're able to actually measure that. And now that we're seeing that success, we want to apply it to our external help desk as well.
Legacy tech is obviously another area that we found tools to be helpful with. What it did do was offered code explainability in plain English. And so I think there's lots of pockets of legacy debt, whether it's on mainframe or other systems, or if you've got specialized subject matter expertise. However, I still have to build the talent and the skill sets to interact with that. And if I'm doing it now in a different way, it makes it more fun and exciting and explainable. And so we get to real business logic and understanding the way the code is written, and then can solve problems much faster or restore service after an incident much faster using those tool sets.
One of the biggest areas of impact is in and around software engineering, and particularly around legacy code. To your point, these developers who are now my age, they have become over the more business SMEs than the business themselves. They understand how claims are processed. They understand all of these pieces in a way that no one else in the organization does. And to be able to use AI to bring that out into, whether it's a rules engine instead of embedded in the code or documentation, is an amazing.
I had an initial prototype of one concept built in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And workable. It prompted through plain English with a business partner to say, okay, design a yada, yada, yada. You got to have a good prompt. Is this what you meant? Mm-hmm. And you get an immediate feedback, yes, no. So before you've written a BRD and spent time scoping it out and provisioned an environment to go and do it, it's just that rapid prototyping in whichever field that you're in to decide where you're going to spend more time. That cycle, I think, can really be collapsed.
The other place that we've really seen huge benefit is in the cloud migration space, which can be really challenging in the legacy world. There is this communication cycle between the cloud engineers and the non-cloud engineers. And so what we've been working on and had some success with is using agent interactions between those two groups of people to do what you were talking about, basically being a translator between the engineer tech and the business that's trying to move the application.